Welcome everyone to our last session of the year. Yay, we made it. Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Um, Lovely to see everyone. It's been a big year this year. So I wanted to close the whole chapter with a bit of a different session. Yeah, so we've been learning this year a lot. Well, we started in September, but we've covered all the basics. We've done a lot of scanning this year. We're going to do some scanning next year a bit as well, and to cover all the stuff, but majority we're moving into the pink app next year. So you can actually start understanding the microcurrent programs and how to apply them, the different protocols of the different programs, so you can actually start using them. So today's session is like a reflection of everything that we've learned, but at the same time, it's also, I really wanted to hint, if I can inspire some of the hints in your life to actually start integrating this knowledge. Because we can gather the knowledge, like squirrels gather the nuts, yeah. But if we actually don't do anything with this knowledge, then it goes to waste. So knowledge becomes wisdom when we start integrating it, and that's what Healy is all about. Yeah, it's integration of the knowledge that Healy offers us, and that's why I love it. So today the topic is reflection, and it's also about looking at how you can start creating your own protocols with the programs that we have, because we have enormous amount of programs, right? So sometimes we can get lost in there, and we can just do like 10,000 different things at once. I know I did like 3.5 years ago when I started with my Healy. Nobody told us that we can't do more than 3 IMFs programs a day, so I was running 6. Yeah. So after 2 months, that got a bit overloaded. So I needed to have a break for 3 months. So no programs for me for 3 months. So just letting you know, like, you can overwhelm yourself. And it's really important for us to simplify things and make it in a routine. Because if you're not going to put it into routines, then you're not going to do it. Yeah, you're just going to go to the same thing every single time. And great, awesome. But that's like a small little box, we're not growing. Yeah, so I would love you to grow. I would love you to upgrade yourself. I would love you to expand yourself, because Healy is a quantum tool, and that's what is it about. Yeah, not only supporting the physical body, but we can't expand if we actually not healing and letting go of what we don't need and bringing new things into our life. Running programs, good. So fatty degeneration, meridian, perfect. Bioharmonization, bioenergetic vitalization. What program are you using with vitalization? So that's something that actually has a protocol, which is an interesting one. So would love to know if you. But before we actually start, my question to you is, do you do self-reflection? Do you use the tool of self-reflection? How often do you do it? Do you love doing it? Are you scared doing it? Do you feel comfortable or uncomfortable with it? You can pop in the chats whatever you feel. I would love to know, because I would love to also know if you have done the reflection of the year now that we're closing up, and if you haven't, that's okay. But I would encourage you to do that. And what have you discovered? Yeah. Are you happy with everything that happened in the year? You are proud of yourself, and if you are proud of yourself, thumbs up. And is there anything that you would like to change in the year coming? Yeah. I am not I'll be honest here. Yeah. I'm actually not a person of New Year's resolutions, because I make my resolutions every day for the day that I begin. And that is my intention every day, to live with intention, consciously, daily, within my body. And I would love to know if you have done the reflection and if you have something that you would like to change, what is it that you would like to work on for the next 3 months? So that is something I would love to know. So if you know that, I would love to see and hear from you. So then we can actually, at the end, when we have the Q&A space, we can actually look at that. So we can give you some suggestions of how you can actually start doing and creating your own protocols. I will go through a routine today to give you kind of step-by-step process of how you can start doing your self-reflection and how you can use Healy as a tool. And we all know, if we look at Healy, that everything we've scanned since September and everything we've looked at, it came out as an insight. And Healy is a beautiful tool for reflection. Why? Can anybody tell me why is Healy a beautiful tool for reflection? I want to know if somebody learned something and actually integrated it. So I would love to know that. So I'll give you space while I actually go through the chat a bit to see what you've been up to for this year. Onka, you're doing the reflection all the time. Perfect. I love that. And I love hearing that. Not really. Perfect. Okay. So that's good growth for learning. Super happy with the year. Awesome. Love it. I would encourage you, even if the year was super happy, not that I'm nitpicking things that are not, but as humans, to grow and to actually really expand ourselves in our truest and most balanced beings, it's always good to look at things that have not gone 100%, things that we would love to shift and change, things that we could improve on or make it different maybe, or better for us or for someone else. So it's balanced on both sides. So that's always good to actually have that reflection as well. For myself, an expert program to stabilize blood sugar and the new Meridian program on Meg Healy for a friend. Beautiful. Okay. Me neither. Every moment is no moment over. Okay, because it works information field. Yes, correct. So it's reading our information field, and it's actually bringing up everything that we can't see. So if it's bringing up things that we can't see, then it's a great tool for self-reflection, because then we can actually bring things up to the surface. And while we're doing the self-reflection, we're actually integrating that knowledge by receiving more information to actually build up the puzzle. So I look at self-reflection as a puzzle. You know, those puzzles that you buy, all those million pieces that you need to put together. It's for the guys. If you like the Sherlock Holmes, movies, that's kind of the way I see it, right? So it's literally playing a detective of understanding your field, your life, yourself, your body. And self-reflection can be done on many levels. It can be done on a physical body, it can be done on a spiritual body, it can be done on emotions, it can be done on situations, in relationships. Majority of us normally start with relationships, right? Because when something's not right, when we have a mirror, we go, what happened there, right? And then we kind of go deeper into ourselves. Okay, so let me share. I had to reinvent myself a couple of times. Welcome to the club. What is coming? Wait, I go get it. Okay. Okay, so let me just start sharing the screen so you can see what we have. Is everybody seeing my presentation? Just give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Okay. So let's look at this. I would love to, if you're not going to write it in the chat, that's perfectly fine. But I would really love you to kind of think about when we go through, when we actually get to the Healy at the end, so we can go through the protocols and programs. What would you like to actually work on? And for the next 3 months, I like to give myself a year for quarters, so I can actually work in 3 months and then 3 months and 3 months and do reflections in between, so I can see how I'm growing, how I'm changing, and look at what I need to tweak. So let's think about, while we're doing this, what would you like to work on in the next 3 months? Choose an area, be it your health, your physical body, your emotional health, your mental health, and the specific things that you would like. So the more you are specific, the better the protocols will be. And if you're not, we can ask some questions so you can actually go and explore. Okay. Oh, there's some things missing. Okay, interesting. Let me just unshare this because my presentation has got me some trouble. So let me just, okay, I can see you. I can see you. What happened? Here we go. Bear with me. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Now I'm back. So we looked at self-reflection and what it really is. Oh, where are you? Here. So the definition of self-reflection, it involves being present with yourself and intentionally focusing your attention inward to examine your thoughts, feelings, actions, and motivations from an observer point of view. So the things that really jump out of this is being present with yourself. So that means we need to live in a moment. So if we're always jumping all around and we're living in our head space and always overthinking and moving through life in a fast pace, it's really hard to stop and think and hear yourself think or feel yourself feel, or anything that's going on within the body. So the most important thing here in today's world is to actually make time to stop. Stop meaning that you actually take a deep breath into your belly and not just say, oh, stopped and that's it. No, but really focusing on the breath so you can actually give yourself some time to breathe, meaning that you stop moving so fast in this world. And the other thing that jumps out is actually intentionally focusing. So as we know, Healy is an intentional tool. We can't use Healy without intention. So when we understand that if we are just scanning blindly every day, we're not going to actually get the results that we want to work on and to work towards too. So intention when we are doing any protocols or any scanning is crucial. And we've done this year, and every time we scanned, we looked at the intentional part. And when we do the intention and we focus with intention of what we want to create or what we want to work towards to, we actually get better results for our self-reflection as well as to understand the programs to put in the protocol to help us move towards our goal. And the last thing that really jumps out of this is, of course, we need to examine different levels depending on what you want, so thoughts, feeling, actions, but we are doing that from an observer point of view. So this is the most challenging part of self-reflection, even with Healy. Because sometimes, especially with Healy, when we look at the scans, as we know, we are putting an ocean of quantum field into a sentence or two, and that sentence is now translated from German to English. So things get lost in translation. So if we are taking it from a personal point of view, meaning that we take things personally, when we read a scan, we can actually get enmeshed into that energy or emotion that comes up as a trigger instead of stepping back and actually looking at it from an observer, like someone outside of your body, outside of your group of people that know you, someone that actually sees you for the first time. And that's the hardest part to do when we do self-reflections, because we tend to either go into our critical voice, yeah, so we go, oh, this is horrible, this is wrong, this is, I'm like this is, I'm a bad person. Our inner critic comes up, and that's where the self-reflection becomes, well, unhealthy, but also uncomfortable, because we only see the bad things. For me, there is no bad or good. Things just are. It's just what we're going to do about it. Yeah, because our actions determine what things will change. But if we are actually stepping back and looking at anything that happens in our life, be it reading from Healy or things that happen in our life as a situation, or people coming into our life, if we are actually mindful of what really worked for us and how it makes us feel, and also what didn't work for us and how it made us feel, we can really fast determine what is good for us and not, what direction we should follow, and if it actually works for our body or our emotions or our mental health. So that also stems with self-reflection, understanding your values and the boundaries of those values is really important. So if you don't have those, your core values, I would suggest and encourage you to actually start researching that and working on that, because that will help you read the scans with more of an observer point of view. Yeah, so you're not going to be taking it so personally and thinking, oh my God, I'm a horrible person. So why is self-reflection important? So first of all, it builds your self-concept. So what is a self-concept? Well, a self-concept is, who am I? It actually includes the thoughts about your traits, abilities, beliefs, values, the roles you play in your life, and also your relationship in your life. It's also influencing your mood, the judgments you make on yourself and others, and your behavioral patterns. So how do you respond, react, and how do you behave in your life? It determines your persona in the world. So who you really are and where do you stem from. So if you don't know your values, your core values, you don't know your true self, because then every behavior will come out of either fears or the lower frequency emotions, fear, anger, shame, guilt. Yeah. But if you do know yourself and you know your foundation, which are your core values, your behavior will place you in direction of who you truly are, because you'll be standing by your values. It also enables self-development. We can say, developing ourselves is great. But what does this really mean? It actually means to understand ourselves, who we truly are, what ticks us, what triggers us, what makes us happy, what makes us joyful, what actually we really love in our life, and who are we wanting to be surrounded by. It also increases self-awareness. Why is that important? Well, if we are aware and mindful of how we are behaving, responding, reacting, or what triggers us, well, then we are aware of where we are putting our energy. So as we know, energy can only be transferred or transformed. It can never be destroyed. So if we are trying to manage our energy, we want to actually understand in what direction it is going. It will give us a sense of control. Yeah. This is not controlling your life. Self-reflection gives us a feeling of a guidance system, meaning that when we have choices of how we make our decisions based on what's true and aligned to us, we feel that we can kind of maneuver and guide the life we live. We truly can't control anything but our own feelings, responses, and how we look at the world. But that gives us some kind of sense of inner control of what's going on in our life. This gives us also more happiness because we see the world differently. It also improves communication skills. Why? Because if we are clear on what we are and who we are and what we want, we understand how to communicate that to the world. If we know what we want, we can also ask for it. That also means that if we know what we don't want, we can also set boundaries for it. And if we don't understand those things, then the boundaries can get mixed up and the needs can also get mixed up and a bit blurry. And that can create conflict in relationships. So this is something that is a major, not an issue, but challenge in today's world, where we're trying to connect to each other on a deeper level, but we get triggered so much because we don't actually know who we are. If we would work on ourselves daily and actually work on our triggers, the way we will do relationships will be completely different. And you would have more joy and more fulfillment in your life by being honest with yourself and really communicating and asking for what you need. And this is firsthand, experience. It also deepens the alignment with your core values, with who you are. You kind of grow the sense of purpose within yourself. It gives you also better decision-making skills because now you know what you want and what you don't want. So you understand you can make faster choices and faster decisions. And that's actually good because you don't lose time. You can have more time to enjoy your life instead of going, what do I do? It also gives you greater accountability. Taking responsibility for our own thoughts, feelings, behavior, actions is something that builds our integrity. And it also builds our authenticity. Authenticity, as we know, is the highest frequency possible, and it actually vibrates into the world really fast and touches people around us. It draws people in, and that's measured, yeah? And when we understand our personal responsibility, we can be accountable for our actions. We understand what we need to do, and we are actually willing to do it because we know our why. And people can actually count on us because we are living in our integrity. We are living on the foundations of our values. It also boosts your intuition. Why? Because when we are more aware of our words, our behavior, our actions and reactions, we actually sense more within people as well, because our whole nervous system gets heightened and we are now tapping into the quantum field around us. So we have more information streaming through because our heart is open. So these are really great things, but they require commitment. And that commitment is time, presence, even when you feel uncomfortable. And Healy can help you move through those emotions to actually, let's say it's like a boiling water. Yeah. So things that have been suppressed in our body, we've been looking at the emotions this month and we've been looking at the energy through the body. And anything that's suppressed in the body, when we start vibrating and moving energy through, it's like boiling water, bringing things to the surface. So when we are in the space of reflection, things will get messy. And I want you to expect that. And I want you to actually embrace that. And I want you to celebrate it. I know it goes against your human brain. And I completely get it. Because we have been taught that if there is pain in the body, I need to fix it and move it away to not feel it anymore. If there is a trigger coming out from the environment that makes me feel fear or pain or sadness, I need to get that person or that element out of my way. But the trick is to lean in. So where you feel discomfort, the best way to do it is with surrender and trust. And with a routine, so you can do it consistently, so you can move that energy out of the body, so you take care of itself. So you don't have to remove the person that you think you need to yell at. Yeah, you don't have to remove your leg because it's hurting you. Yeah, you don't have to. This is now dramatizing, but it's the way we were taught to think. We were not taught to think that our body is actually sending us signals. We are not taught to think that the people that we meet that do things to us, yeah, are actually the mirrors of ourselves. So if we actually start looking at the world a bit differently, and this is how actually Healy works, that's why I'm saying this, is so you're not looking at from a 3D point of view, this is wrong, I need this program, I need to do this, yeah. You're looking at it from a point of view of a mirror. So you're standing in a house full of mirrors, and you're looking at yourself in the environment. So any person, any situation that comes into your life that does thing to you, it's actually missing within you. So Healy can now bring this up to the surface, helps you to look at what's missing and what's actually needing balance, and you can actually give that to yourself with different tools. Okay, so let's go to the routine. So this is a mini protocol. You can follow it, you can take it, you don't need to take it. This is kind of how I look at things on a basic level. And I wanted to give you something to start with. If you want to work with it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But I really want you to think about, what is it that you want to work towards in the next 3 months? And how do you want to dedicate the time to actually get it? And how much does that mean to you? Because if you are actually thinking, I want to get fit, I want to lose weight, yeah, I want to, I don't know, get more energy, yeah, and then you're vibrating Healy to yourself, but you're actually not going to sleep at the right time, you're not actually waking up properly, you're not exercising, you're not drinking water, you're not doing the basic stuff that your body actually needs, you're literally patching things. Yeah, so I really want to emphasize that it's taking personal responsibility and being accountable to yourself in order to see changes. Because otherwise, why are you doing this if it really doesn't mean that much to you? If you're not feeling that you need to dedicate things to yourself. And think of it this way, that this actually, you're teaching yourself to put yourself first, to actually truly love yourself for who you are, no matter the situation you're in. Yeah, because you can be in full on pain, or you can be the happiest person in the world. Either way, you're still the same person. You're just in a different situation. So I really want you to start stretching your brain, because when we go into the physical programs, I really want you to start thinking in a different way of how you can support your body, not just what you need to fix. Yeah, so this is like a bridge into the physical. Okay, so first of all, there's time need to be set aside. Yeah, so either you do 5 to 10 minutes, morning, evening, whatever works for you daily. You can also do it weekly if you like to, 15 to 20 minutes per week. If you want to go deeper, you can do it daily and weekly, whatever works for you. Yeah, when you have the time set, please make it a quiet space where you don't have distractions, so you can actually focus on yourself. The crucial thing when we are trying to achieve a certain goal, and with the self-reflection tools, be a Healy, with working with protocols, whatever it is to actually connect to your body and prepare the body to open up to the field, so you can get better results and better information coming through. Mindfulness, breath. Just focus on your breath, even if it's just in and out. Yeah. If you feel stressed, try a 4-8 breathing. Yeah, that actually calms the nervous system really fast. So you literally inhale for 4, counting to 4, and exhale right away, counting to 8. That will lower the nervous system, really calm down the nervous system, so you can start feeling the body. Yeah, so because if you're in adrenaline and cortisol, running all the time, fight and flight, you will not be actually opening up your energetic space, and you will literally be in contraction. So you need to start expanding before you get any information through the body. If it works for you to actually start shifting the frequency you're on, gratitude is a beautiful practice. And it's not just because it's popular, but because gratitude is a neutral frequency. It actually shifts your whole body into a state of neutrality where you're opening up your energetic field. So you can actually receive information instead of being in contraction. Then setting intention. As I said, without intention, there is nothing. And even if you don't consciously set an intention, you still have an intention. Yeah, because it comes from your subconscious mind. So either or, there is an intention, but it's your choice if you want to live intentionally or if you want to live subconsciously. So that is your choice of what you want to do. But I would suggest intentionally. So setting clear intentions, we had the training for that. Setting clear intentions, and that doesn't mean just when you scan a coaching program or when you scan an aura or whatever you want to put in, right? Anything you do, even a program that you physically apply, so the IMF programs in a pink cap, set an intention with anything you use. Yeah, because intention is more powerful than you think. I know it's really simple and it feels like, oh, what do I do, right? But what you do, you are actually creating a vehicle, a path on where all the information will flow through. So you want the foundation to be solid. You want it clear as possible. Yeah. So setting intention, a clear intention, a specific intention of what you want to create with whatever you are doing. Yeah. When you're creating a protocol. And then we are doing the scan. So when we're looking at Healy itself, the best way to actually open up in an information field and actually get insights so you can reflect on them is to use the Healy Blue Wave app. So we have the resonance analysis app, right? So that app actually scans your energetic field and tells you what's going on in that field. So you can actually start reflecting on it step by step by step by step. First thing, please choose one type of scan at the beginning. And if you feel like, you are, advanced and you want to go deeper, then of course, do 2 or 3 scans if you want to and reflect on that. But start with one and give one scan 4 weeks and reflect on that and work with that for 4 weeks and create protocols around it so you can actually start getting to know yourself. Like we said last week with Mark, right? With our itching scans and the gene keys, right? Making it simple, really scanning the whole thing, but looking at the top thing, the top one thing, and really dedicating that energy to one thing, working with that, building the energy, bringing it up to the surface, really contemplating on that and allowing the information to flow in so you can get an awareness of it. Because as soon as you get an awareness of it, what happens? You start integrating it. And when you start integrating it, what happens? The environment around you shifts. And then just observe and really watch the magic happen. Because we tend to think we need to shift everything right away. Yeah, things just need to move right away. Give it time to mature. Give it time to ripen, to blossom. So we all want things too fast. Give yourself time. So give yourself 4 weeks, work with that, and tell me what happens, because I really want to know. Because my best explorations and best results were when I actually dedicated myself to one thing and did it consistently for at least 4 weeks. And if something was really like on a physical level, if something was really out of balance, I needed more than 4 weeks. And sometimes I needed 3 months to actually see the shifts and things happening within my body. So be patient with yourself. Then choose the top results, as we said, and then reflect on it. So the way I do the reflection is I am curious. I like asking questions, and questions I choose are open-ended questions. What, when, how, something else. Literally why. So literally going deep into the exploration of that topic. Even if I don't know what it means, I have no idea sometimes what comes up, but really asking the question. And I'm going to go through the scan so you can actually look at, so we can combine the protocols. But for example, what could I have done differently today or in that situation? What triggered me in that situation? Why was I feeling this and this and this and this? And if, for example, in a scan, something comes up in a feeling like we had the itching last week, for example, I don't know, what was last week? I forgot. But for example, we have, I don't know, abundance, or we have tension, or something comes up. Ask yourself questions. Where do I feel this in my life? Where do I feel this in my body? How does this present in my reality right now? Where can I see that? So you start exploring, asking questions. You might not know right away in that 5-10 minutes you're going to do a reflection. No. But when you go up and out and about throughout your life, situations will happen, people will come in, and you will get information because you are connected to the field anyway. So be curious, be open, and be patient. Yeah. Journal if that helps you. Yeah, whatever type of journaling, either saying it out loud, writing it, whatever feels good for you. But keep journaling and keep kind of tracking what's happening through your life and how are you feeling? What are the changes that you're feeling? Because if you're not tracking things, you will not see the difference because you're in the vortex, you're in the tornado all the time. So you don't see the past, you don't see the future, you're literally experiencing the now. So when you're journaling, you can actually go through and see the changes. So you will see how much you will change. Meditation. So if you can't quiet your mind, have a meditation that will actually help you go deeper. So there's different types of meditations. I use my specific ones, but I will not recommend that one for now because it's quite intense. But if you just do the basic meditation and just ask the question and try to quiet your mind, even if you just go for a walk and don't have to sit still, quiet your mind, whatever quiets your mind, so you can actually hear your heart and the feelings within your body. Questions, answers will come. Vibrating. So there's 2 applications. So I normally use, when I do the scan, as I said many times, I first vibrate the list that comes up. And when I vibrate that, I create a protocol for vibrating that specific scan. And we've done this in the previous sessions. So if you want to do, you can do 1 minute 20 4 times a day. You can do 37 seconds or 38 seconds, whatever's in there, 8 times a day. Or you can choose up to 6 minutes, for example, the emotional scans once a day if you want to. Yeah. You can choose whatever feels good for you as well. But these are some recommendations that you can start with. Then we choose, and we're going to look at how we're going to choose that, is when we go through the scans. Through some scans, we can see a physical system or body that's actually needs support. So we can now complement our scan with the IMF programs from the Pink app. So for example, if we are trying to balance our emotions and things come up in itching, we can go deeper into the library, and we're going to look at that, to actually look at the physical organ, the physical part of the body that we can support. And we can choose the programs to actually support our body during those 4 weeks to help not only regenerate the body, but to actually help move the energy out of the body. So if we do that, we're going to have faster results. And I really want you to try it out to see how you actually, how do you perform? What do you have the results with? Do you have any results with? So exploration and experimentation is important. Okay, so let's look at how we can do that. So if we are doing emotional support, yeah, we would probably, on the physical body, we would probably focus on emotional balance, stress relief, and self-awareness, confidence, things like that. If we are doing the programs, we can do the Healy-Designed search app, which I showed you before, and you can search for the programs in there, and then you can try them out and see what works best for you, and then use those, and then pop them into a protocol. And I'll show you how to do that. When we have an emotional imbalances, yeah, things on a physical body that literally are the most stressed are your gut, so your intestines, whatever, so your entire gut system, your hormone balance, your bacteria. So when its bacteria is out of balance, your emotions will be out of balance. And if there's too much toxins, those contribute to an emotional imbalances as well. So you're going to look at those things in the physical elements and the physical programs so you can actually support yourself. And then, of course, you can also choose a specific supporting organs or systems that come up through the scan. Anything that you want to support, especially on a physical, like an emotional balance, because we have emotions this month, but even if it's a physical, it doesn't really matter. Nervous system is what charges your energetic field. It also communicates with your physical body to create hormones. So if you have stress in the body, still holding the tension in the body, your nervous system will not be regulating. That means that nothing else on a physical body will start balancing. So if you can work on the nervous system to regulate your nervous system, even if it's just simple basic exercises, rebounding, facial resets, yeah, stretching your body, going to the ocean to discharge your energy, because the ocean has minerals. Minerals literally are converters, and you can actually discharge your energy. Shaking, tapping meridians, whatever works to actually move the energies through the body. You can also support your nervous system through IMF programs. You can search in the Healy-Designed search app, but the best programs to start with, for example, are Balanced Nerves in Job and Sleep, the Insomnia program, which is in local stimulation number 6, or local stimulation number 8, which is anxiety. You have Bed Rest, Free Flow, or if you have Meg Healy, Vagus Nerve. So those are really, really beautiful programs to actually regenerate your nerves. We're going to look at the Deep Cycle H programs protocol next year, complete protocol. So there's enormously beautiful programs in there to actually regenerate your adrenal glands, your nervous system entirely, and your fatigue. So those are really programs that you can use if you have done the deep cycles already. You can also add on that. If you haven't done the deep cycles, please don't just randomly use them. You can if you want to, but they're really deep. They will start detoxing really deeply. So just be mindful with those programs because they're quite powerful. Kidneys all, kidneys male, female, or pure energy. Those are beautiful for nervous system. But we're going to look at deep cycles next year a bit deeper. And then bringing things together. So when we learn the knowledge, it's about connecting the dots. So really exploring your body, what does it need support with? It also means determining when to run the programs. So if you do 2 programs a day, so you need to choose, are you doing 1 program, 2 programs, 3 programs a day? So you can actually determine what programs you're going to run throughout the day. I love to actually determine my programs that I run based on an organ clock. Has anybody heard of an organ clock? Perfect. So you kind of know, yeah? So I'm just going to show you now. We're going to look at that with the meridians next year. but I like to kind of keep in areas of time where certain organs fall in, yeah, and certain emotions fall in to actually support my body system gently and support the activation of that meridian, that program, that emotion, that energy moving through the body. You don't need to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Just choose morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you want to run it. But if you want to go deeper to actually understand your body deeper, then you can start exploring the organ clock as well. Majority of Healy programs are based on the organ clocks as well, the Chinese traditional medicine. So for example, the natural cycle is completely based on the organ clock. And if I'm not mistaken, but I think it's not yet, the Healy Search app, when you actually do the protocol, the IMF protocol, when you actually put it into schedule, it was supposed to, or it used to be, don't pull me on that one, I have to double check, but it used to actually put your programs into a protocol of when you're going to run them based on the organ clock. So I'm not saying that that's 100% correct, because I know they've changed it in between, because I need to check now if they're doing the changes and what they're going to do. But that was the intention, to actually benefit your body at the right times. If you're choosing a certain thing to work on, please stick with it for at least 4 weeks so you can actually track it and journal it and see how you're doing and see the changes that you're creating within your life. And be consistent. Without consistency, you literally just throwing rocks at the ocean. Yeah, you're not targeting anything specific. Yeah, so we know that the certain program lists like Deep Cycle H, Soul Cycles, Bioenergetic Vitalization, Gold Cycles actually have their own protocols. So we're going to look at those protocols, specifically how to run them, when to run them, how long to run them next year. But if you're not using the protocols, that's okay. You can still use them. There's no harm in that. But there's more benefits if you are using the protocol. So let's look at the scans. So I'm just going to stop sharing so I can actually activate my phone so we can then look at things. Where are you? I'll put this up. Okay. Can you see my phone? Does anybody see my phone? Okay, perfect. Let me see what happened this one. Oh. I'm just thinking. Okay, that's okay. So you will, for example, you would start with a scan, right? You do the preparation of the body and everything, and then you actually have an intention and you start with the scan. You can either choose, like we said, you can either choose to start with a physical scan if you want to and run those programs for 4 weeks. You can. You can also start with an aura scan and look at the top program. So if I would go, I'm just going to show you what my auras and my programs are so you don't have to. Oh, go back. Haven't done the aura for a while. Okay, so I would go in here and I would look at the top result. Yeah, so the top one here, it actually says it's harmonic. Yeah, so I would either choose to actually build this program up and build this energy up if I would want to. And I would look at, it's a heart chakra. Okay, so what supports the heart chakra in the body? So I would run this scan, I would literally vibrate it, the amount, the time that I would choose. And I would literally meditate during that amount. Yeah, so I would expand the energy with intention of what my intention is, because that is really powerful. Because you're running it for what, 37 seconds, 1 minute and 20, or up to 6 minutes. It really is not a lot, but if you meditate in that moment, you will move the energy through the body better. You could, if I would choose to amplify this, I would probably choose the heart chakra program in the IMF to actually amplify this energy. Yeah, I would also choose a heart meridian because it's connected directly to the heart chakra. Yeah, I would also use a lymphatic system, for example, meridian, that actually moves the energy through the body. Yeah. If this would be out of balance, for example, I would probably use the power of 3, the conflict, which actually is connected to the heart, because the conflict system in the body is when we are emotionally out of balance. I want to show you something before I do this. Do you know that there's a whole list of programs exist with the explanation? Let me just bring it up so you actually have that. Forgot about that one, to put that one out. Started. I think it's this one. Let me see. Yep. Okay. So let me just bring this one up. Okay. There is in your back office, yeah, it's called Healy App Program Overview. It's a PDF that you can download. Yeah. If not, I'll pop it into our Facebook group, the Freedom with Frequency, so you can download it there. But it actually gives you all the program groups, and it actually gives you an explanation of what each program does. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. The way I've learned is to read this to actually gain the knowledge, and then I would experiment on myself, and I would reflect, and I would journal what changes I felt in my body. What do I see? How do I feel afterwards? Where in the body do I feel it? So you have all of these programs. Local stimulation can't be described, just letting you know, because of the TGA. So it's not compliant to actually put it. You have actually now Freedom with Frequency group. I might pop the picture again under the post. But you have the old, because at the beginning, these were not numbers. They actually wrote anxiety, insomnia, pain, blah, blah, blah. So I will actually give you the comparisons with the names, so you can actually have those, so you can understand. But these are quite straightforward. And you have all the programs that you can actually read through and define what that works for you. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer, but it's a whole list of them. Yeah. So you can actually go and look what those things are. So you can start learning about yourself, and you can start learning about the programs. But in essence, let me just go back to the phone. I would do a reflection on the top thing. So I would just go, and if I don't actually, I'm not sure, I would just use the Heal Advisor, right? I would just go Heal Advisor search model, and I would look for heart. If I do it's going to give you the heart at the top, which is the meridian. Yeah. But you can also do harmonic heart, 1, 2, whatever feels right for you. Just try one, and it gives you all the connection programs with the heart. You see how it brings bacteria harmony? So bacteria harmony, when your bacteria is out of balance, your emotions will out of balance, and it will influence your heart chakra. So those are the connections now that you're going to start learning and start educating yourself and empowering yourself, so you can start using the programs and the protocols. If you're not there yet, that's okay. Just go through the programs that you find in a search app, and you literally just use your intuition, what draws you in, what jumps out of you. Yeah. If nothing jumps out of you, then try all of them and see what works for you. Yeah. So you can start exploring and reflecting on things. So this is how I would do it if I would use the chakra. Yeah, I would use the top one. If, for example, this one is in harmony, then I would go to the second one, which is crown chakra. And this one comes in as, I would look at the present state description, which actually tells me that the source of this is in solar plexus. So I would actually support the solar plexus, not just the crown chakra. And I would actually use the organs that are in the solar plexus area, which are liver, stomach, spleen. Yeah. It normally affects the gut as well, but those are the ones moving the energy through. So I would look at what is in the physical body in that area in order to support my body, because we are connected on all levels. So I would choose liver, spleen, pancreas, for example, in meridians, and I would run them based on the organ clock or when I actually had the time. So I would use that for 4 weeks and see how how things change. Do my emotions change? How do I feel in the physical body? Do I see any changes in relationships? Do I see any changes of how I see the world, of how I react or respond to things? So those are the small things that you will be seeing changes in. Because when you see those changes, that means something's happening in the body. So the more you observe your body, the more things move. So I would just decide, okay, I vibrate this every day. I would choose the protocol 1 minute, 20, 37 seconds, or up to 6 minutes per day, once a day, or 4 times a day, or 8 times a day. Yeah. And then I would set myself a calendar or a reminder in my calendar or in my clock. And I would actually use that protocol throughout the day. And then I would say, okay, so how do I support my physical body now? So I would say, okay, I would run a solar plexus because I know that's where energy is stuck. So I would run the solar plexus chakra, physical IMF chakra. And then I would probably say, okay, I would choose liver, spleen, and maybe I would do the immune system because liver, when it's digesting, right, when it's getting out the toxins and things like that, your immune system can drop. So I would actually support the immune system. So I would actually run those 3 programs. Say, for example, Monday I would run liver, Tuesday I would run immune system, Wednesday I would run spleen, pancreas, and again Thursday I would run liver. Yeah, and I would just rotate them based on the programs that I choose. Oh, sorry. And that's simple. You choose 3 programs or up to 5 programs if you want to, and then you literally just rotate them and you vibrate this and you make it simple. If you don't know what, then you just go into the search, focus on, I don't know, let's say it's going to probably come conversation with light. That's interesting. Never seen that one. Sorry, that's me exploring. For example, you could do liver, which is the connecting organ. So Harmony Liver, and it will come up with some programs, whatever you have, and then you just add them into IMF schedule. And you run those. You don't have to create your own in a way of I need to know. You just run those. And you run them and see what happens for 4 weeks and explore that. So you don't have to know all the knowledge at the back of how the body works. We're going to explore that in the next year. But for now, you can just use the schedule. So you can support your physical body as well as the emotional. And the same happens if I would choose, for example, we had the itching last week, right? So I don't know, today I wrote, for example, I don't know, the 12 or the 35, because I was looking at today anyway, so they're the same organ. So I would actually do this. So I would choose the top one, which is the 12, and I would go into the library. Where is my library? Yeah. So I would go into the Gene Key library. I would click on the 12, and it will come up. And here on the bottom, it actually gives you an organ. Yeah, so you can actually support that physical organ to move the energy out. And you can contemplate everything else like Mark told you last week. Yeah, and the same happens if you do, for example, the Schüssel salts, right? You can do the Schüssel salts like we did. Okay, sorry. Schüssler, where are you? Okay, so you can do Schüssel salts and you go at the top one, for example, and this one says it's field of metabolism. So I can actually go, okay, metabolism. So I'll go back into the search model and I will go metabolism, yeah? And I would just put this into IMF schedule, yeah? And then I would run that for 4 weeks. It's literally simple for you to use without understanding the deeper connection. But the more you're going to learn about your body, the more you're going to observe and see what happens in your body, the more you're going to know which programs are good for you and what you need in that moment. But for now, these are the basic things that you can use as a reflection on the scans that you're doing, because we've been working on the scans for a few months. And now moving and supporting your physical body to move the energy out, because that's where the energy is stagnant the most. And supporting your body to actually get the energy out with grounding, with stretching, with exercise, with ocean discharging energy, so you can start regenerating your body on a different level. This is combining the knowledge and connecting the dots. Yeah, so you're not just saying this program I need to use for this. Now you're saying I'm supporting my overall body on different levels so I can regenerate and move the energy out of the body faster. So this is not me eliminating things, it's me balancing and harmonizing my environment so my body can perform in the best way it can. Yeah, hope this makes sense. I've seen, let me just stop the sharing. Any questions on this before I actually go into any of the chats? Hope this was valuable. I didn't want to overwhelm with new information in a way. I wanted to bring things together. But I just want to see if there's anything. If you have anything that you would like to say, just pop in the hand, raise the hand, and yeah, sure. Ashka, is that did I pronounce it correctly? Okay.
So it was such an amazing session. It's very informative. So I wanted to know about, yeah, as body and mind, soul, everything is interconnected. So now, uh, obviously, Healy is so intelligent that it literally, tells you what exactly we require. But for example, if you want to improve our intuitive abilities, like when, sometimes we want some vision. We are, sometimes we ask for the answers. So,
Mm-hmm.
what can we do to improve our intuition, especially? Um, yeah.
Okay, my question to you would be, where does intuition come from? Your head or your body?
I think, yeah, body.
So if you explore your body and you actually, like kids, right? So when we are kids, we don't question, we explore. So we get up, we try it, and we see how it works. And we trust our body to tell us what to do. We don't question our body to tell us what to do, right? So now what we're doing is, when we're saying we want to boost intuition, is we're actually saying, how do I quiet my mind to start listening to the body back, to where I came from? So my challenge to you would be, how can you trust your body more? How can you act on what you're feeling instead of sabotaging it with your doubts and beliefs? Yeah. So intuition is present at all times within you. It didn't go anywhere. Yeah. And when we say let's boost intuition, what we're actually saying is let's quiet our mind and let's trust our instinct. Right? Oh, I get goosebumps. Yeah. So it's going back to ourselves and coming back home means that we need to kind of let go of all the perceptions and all the layers of who we think we are, who we think we need to be, who our family wants us to be, who our our friends wants us to be, who our partner wants us to be. Who are we? Who we are really in this moment. So Healy is a beautiful tool exactly for that. So the more you're going to explore yourself on an emotional level, on a chakra level, on a I Ching level, or whatever you want to do the scans with, the more you're going to literally do the self-reflection, the more you're going to sit with yourself and allow the answers to come up. Yeah. And you're literally going to, like really good soup needs hours to cook. Yeah. So be patient with yourself and trust yourself. And if somebody says, oh, you say, oh, I want to do that, I think that's a good thing. And somebody says, I don't think it's a good thing. It's your challenge to say thank you, set the boundary, say thank you for your perspective, but this is what I'm following. And that also means that if it doesn't turn up the way you want it, great. You know why? Because you've learned what the intuition really is. Because you're learning the difference between the ego mind and the inner voice from the heart. Yeah, so you need to experience what today our ego mind calls mistakes. There's no mistakes, it's just exploration. You literally color over the lines, yeah, where you're not supposed to. Yeah, because you're now exploring where your space is and how you're feeling and what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And we are so conditioned to not do that. Yeah, and Healy challenges you to actually trust yourself and to bring you back to the body, into your home. That's why I love it. That's why I call it the bridge, right? Because it's actually dissolving all our patterns. And not only when you're contemplating, but also when you're vibrating, it helps you to move and shift the frequency within the body. Choose one scan, yeah, work with it with the top thing and vibrate it daily, and just and tell me what happens after 4 weeks. Yeah, and journal it. Just tell me what happens after 4 weeks, because I really want to know what your explorations and your experience will be. Because I can guarantee you, yeah, that your intuition will heighten more than you think, and you will not even notice it. If you journal it, and you will understand how you feel at the beginning and how you actually feel at the end and what kind of insights you're going to get, I can guarantee you that you'll be really surprised. Just be patient, consistent, and work with yourself. Trust yourself, because you already have the answers. Yeah, there's no answers outside of you. It's everything within you. Yeah, you can do this.
Thank you so much. It was really beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, next one is Edita.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
You know what? I would like to ask for one thing, because we have the huge amount of programs, yes, and in one moment we can have that something is happening with the heart, but another moment is something with the liver, whatever, yeah. But the body has their own knowledge what's supposed to be done as a first one, yes. So
Yep.
This is something I think that I found in the materials related with homeopathy, that there is some hierarchy what's supposed to be done as a first, but if I need to be honest, I cannot find it. So for example, if the program show me that, okay, chakra, yes, and I'm looking in the advisor, okay, do this, this, and this, and my body have completely different needs for this moment. So for example, the liver is supposed to be supported. So do you have any access, or where can I find this information about the hierarchy, about the body? And
so
you know what I mean?
I don't think there is a hierarchy for the body in itself. We're going to look at next year for the physical body, when we look at the pathways of kind of the basic hierarchy, right? So what needs to happen? Because when we are trying to heal the body, we need to actually open up the doors for the toxins to get out. Yeah. So we're going to look at what programs to run first in order to prepare the body, in order to start eliminating things, and the doors are open. So we're going to look at those pathways next year. So there's, organs that are detoxification organs that need to be cleaned out first. Then we have, the assimilation of the toxins and where they actually hold in the body and how to actually stimulate that. So we have the detoxification pathway that they actually move those toxins out. How do we move the circulation? So there is not a hierarchy, but kind of what we call, you can say it hierarchy, but it's more of a logical process of how you move away the gunk in order to eliminate more gunk, if I can say that, right? So on a physical level, but at the same time, if we don't eliminate the gunk, the toxins and things like that, and if the pathways are not open, what happens is we just go into the detoxification, like a healing crisis, right? So meaning that you're going to have some headaches, right? You can have, I can't say this, but like, flu-like symptoms. Yeah. So meaning that your body's kind of healing. So when we actually say that we are sick, I'm not saying that we are sick, but what actually happens in the body, if we are looking at it from a different perspective, the way we were never taught, yeah, our body is actually healing. So what it does, your body will try to protect you every step of the way. Yeah, and if something's not working in the body, it will try to eliminate it. Yeah, so for example, if we have a lot of stress, and women, we have hormones, we gain weight. But we gain weight not because, you know, we are horrible beings, but because our body's trying to protect us, because there's too much toxins coming through because we're under stress. And those toxins, the body can only store in fat. So that's the only way the body can actually eliminate toxins that is overloaded with. And it's going to store it somewhere because it doesn't know what to do with it, because there has a hierarchy in the liver of what goes out first. Yeah. So our bodies are always trying to protect us. So when we're looking at the results of the symptom in the physical body, yeah, that we want to eliminate, that's our 3D brain, yeah, that symptom will go away almost last. Because if that symptom means it's on the surface, your body is already screaming at you that something needs change. And the body will first do the most important things in order to balance itself. And whatever happens on a physical level that you see will probably be the last thing to go. Yeah. So we need to understand that, for example, if I want to lose weight, yeah, I'm just giving this example because I've been there before. If I want to lose weight, there's things at the back that need to change. For example, things that are influencing for my body to actually store toxins in the weight, yeah, in the fat. So I need to change where the toxins are coming from, be it emotional, be it physical, be it, yeah. I need to change my stress levels. So meaning I need to balance my nervous system. I also need to detoxify my body to help the body eliminate toxins that are already present, yeah? To help eliminate the hormones that are excess hormones in the body, to actually literally boost the metabolism and actually balance the organs within that, right? But this sounds all really detailed and analytical. But in essence, if we actually give the body the correct frequencies on different levels, your body will automatically go to balance. You will not need to analyze every single organ separately. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
because
maybe
we're still looking from, like, when we're looking at the Western medicine, right? Western medicine says the liver is your problem. Yeah, so we need to eliminate something out of the liver, or we need to kind of look at the liver and look at that. Yeah, so we're focusing on one thing, but the body in itself works as a system. Yeah, so if, like Mark said last week, right? If you have a list of itching patterns, yeah, if you take the first one at the top, the energy present in the information and energy present in the top one will also be in all the below ones, because they're connected together. So if you work on one, you will have information that are coming from the other ones as well. So if you're actually working on the basic stuff, for example, want to lose weight, okay, great. So I need to de-stress my body first. I need to help it detoxify, and then I'll see what comes up and I'll focus on that later. So if I focus on one or two things first and see how my body copes and gets back to balance, my body will show me what's the next step. That's where intuition comes in. Yeah.
So now I found what I'm supposed to go deeper, you know, because where does this come from, for example? Because if I cut the ear from my to do not breathing, my body start this is very fast, yeah? So that's why I say that my body will react, okay, I need to take control because you're doing something silly. But for example, if we have the detoxification or whatever, this changes, it's much more slower. So my question was related that, for example, if I start doing something for 4 weeks and I won't recognize that the toxins not supposed to be collected, but I can see the toxin, I don't know, in 4 weeks, and it can make another issue. Yeah. So that's why I was wondering if there's someone who discover or show or or did any research or whatever to see how the body work with the hierarchy?
Of course, with the meridians, as I said, right? So detoxification is the first thing, right? So if you want to start healing, regenerating your body, you need to eliminate what's not working, right? So when you look at that, that means you need to support your detoxification pathways. Yeah, so we're going to look at literally those programs with meridians next year. So the first is detoxification pathways. And trust me, you can do the detoxification pathways for 4, 6, 8, 10 weeks and you'll still need them. Yeah, so it's literally, tackling toxins are not just toxins from food, right? Toxins are also toxins from the emotion. Science has now proven that, low frequency emotions like anger, anger, sadness, grief, fear actually produce toxins in our body. So if we have stress, our liver doesn't know what to do with it. So if you want to start detoxification, and help to actually start balancing the body, that's what we're going to look at the protocol next year. Deep cycles are the best way to start. Yeah. So deep cycles are beautiful protocol that I actually do 2 to 3 times a year. And I love it because it goes into the cell and actually helps not only the detoxification pathway, it has a hierarchy, but also starts regenerating and building up, all the organs that need to be tackled. And then out of that, then come the meridians and everything else to go deeper. So that's why we have the deep cycle programs, because they are already in a protocol, because they actually support exactly what we need. So if you want to start earlier, you're more than welcome. You can look at the download in the back office. You can go look at that and you can start that protocol if you want to, but we're going to look at it at a deeper level next year. But deep cycles are my favorite. So if you are new to Healy, I would definitely say, hopefully not here, but if you want a deeper knowledge, gold cycles for a month. And then I used to do deep cycles for a month, but now with the deep cycle H, I actually do 2 months. So I have protocol for 2 months, and then I rotate the 2 months if I need the extra support. And out of that, then I would go into the deeper levels of the detoxification through the meridians, and then looking at the guts and everything else. I'm literally preparing my own protocols that I did for myself with the month-by-month programs, and hopefully beginning of next year that will be available in the group. So you have the 3 months, 4 months protocol, so you can actually go on that to start cleaning the body, and preparing the body with frequencies. Does that answer any questions? But I am looking for, because we have meridians next year, and we're probably going to do the blue app probably the half of next year, but I'm trying to mix it up so you can start building things together. But so I'm looking for Materia Medica guests so we can have extra knowledge of those. And I'm also bringing in guests for the meridians so we can actually have the extra knowledge from the traditional Chinese medicine as well. So that's what I want to bring you so you can actually start building the knowledge so you can start connecting the dots. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Okay, let me see any questions in the chat. If not, then we are going to close the session. Perfect. Need to be filtered. Track. Wow, cool. Tracking, good, Onkar. Do you know your programs for supporting yourself with the tracking and the high intensity? Complete my trainership in time and move into having a healing cleaning. Beautiful. How are you preparing? So I love to complete my trainership in, what is it, Jeffrey? To complete my trainership and move into having a healing clinic. I love this. How are you preparing your mindset? Do you have a strategy for that? Do you know programs that you can support yourself with? I'm very much happy Healy's cleaning so much baggage. Yep, we know that one. We love to explore more. Thank you for beautiful sharing. Thank you. Wonderful inputs, very valuable. Thank you very much. YouTube. So, okay, guys. So as you know, we have the link on YouTube, but it's unlisted. So you're not going to be able to find it, you know, just by searching on YouTube. We can't do it because of the compliance. Yeah. So that's why we found a compromise for you guys to actually get links through the email. And also we have it uploaded in my Freedom with Frequency Facebook group. So the week after the training, so you can actually look at the trainings and have those extra things that we provide for you. But you will not find it on YouTube if you just search, because we need to be compliant for Australia. What you don't feel, you can't heal. Correct. We just a note on that one. When we are in emotional space right now, I would love to maybe just add on this. Yes, feeling is important, but we also need to know that we can feel without now I've lost my train of thought. Without overanalyzing, without reliving the traumas. So that's why I love Healy. Trauma doesn't have to be relived. If I went through a war, you know, almost died at 20, been in an abusive family, and if I would relive everything of that, like in my past 20 years, you know, I would probably die in between. So we need to understand the balance between healing our feelings within the body and releasing the tension out of the body. So Healy helps us to actually look at something that is in our field that might be challenging for us to actually address, and it's uncomfortable, but it also helps us to reflect without overanalyzing and reliving the trauma. By vibrating the frequencies in our body, it helps us to bring it up to the surface, meaning that we will be faced with them in our daily lives, and we will have an opportunity, which is our responsibility, ability to respond in the moment, yeah, to actually transform our response to the trauma. So when we are triggered from the outside environment, what really happens is the energy that's stuck in the body is presented in our environment in order for us to transform it. Yeah. So the best way I know how to heal trauma is to have Healy frequency vibrated into the body, and I can feel it when the energy is moving because I become anxious. Yeah, I feel like really uncomfortable in the physical body, and then I use fascia resets, for example, moving the body, stretching the body, going into the ocean to discharge the energy and really calm myself down in order to move this energy out of the body so I don't have to relive the memory. There might be stuff coming up and I'll remember, you know, glimpses of it, but as soon as I move the energy out of the body, there's no presence of it anymore. So I don't have to relive it. I don't have to have situations in life to actually remind me of that. So I just wanted to add on that, so you don't have to go there. Materia Medica. Oh, Girish, Materia Medica is actually a scan in the Blue app under the purple resonance. It's like homeopathy, yeah? So it's literally different elements of homeopathy, and it actually scans it. It's like it's giving you stress patterns in your life, which is, it's really nice to see where the stresses are, so you can actually support yourself emotionally. When I do Materia Medica, and we're going to look at that in deeper level, hopefully next year. But what I like to do is I love soul cycles to balance my emotions. If you don't have soul cycles, I'm literally saying get it now. Like seriously. Soul cycles are my favorite programs for emotional balance. I love Inner Unity, for example. But I love soul cycles. Like they're my favorite. I run them like every morning on a coil. I'm not kidding. Like it really makes a huge difference. Yeah, thank you for the answers. I still get it with explanation to, it will be nice for all of the world also to get it that. What do you mean the explanations? Do we have any hierarchy? Okay, so that's your questions. Okay. Beautiful. I'm happy to hear that it was of value. Great. I love, that's what I wanted to know. So for me, it's really important for you to start building the knowledge, right? So that's why I'm preparing the sessions this way, so you can actually get the information and build it together. So it's not like one here and one there and one there. So you can start building that within the body and start using it and implementing it. Which program suggest for financial growth? Okay, that's a good one. So we are actually going to have next year, we are starting really cool. So we're actually doing intentions and how to create things with Healy for intention and your why and things like that. So how to set your visions and create your goals and things like that. So we actually going to start a really good way for the year. Financial growth. So financial growth is just an energy, an area of your life. What I like to do, so there's few things. Coaching program is my favorite to grow your financial growth. The other one that I do love is I do have an expert program for prosperity, but there is also a prosperity program on Matt Healy, which is amazing. If you haven't tried it, I would really suggest it. And also, if you have money blockages, this is really labeled, yeah, but money blockages are literally just patterns and emotional blockages within your body that are actually preventing for the energy to flow. So money is energy and relationship with money is needed. So my question to you, if you want financial growth, is what is your relationship with yourself and what is your relationship with your money? How do you look at money? Do you play with money? How do you invite money into your life? Do you have a coffee with money? Yeah. So what do you do with money? Money is an entity and it's an energy. So coaching program is my favorite to start with, because it's on the app. Prosperity on the Mac, Healy. Activation program in job. Yeah. If you meditate, and here's a thought: if you want to start growing for the new year, do a week of meditations, and while you meditate, run the release program on Healy Gold, the cycle, yeah? And then the next week after, I want you to meditate and run the activation program in the job sleep cycle. I think it's job, yeah? And then set an intention before you do that. So the release will be to release the energy that's old, yeah? The activation actually activates your soul purpose, and it activates your metabolism and your circulation of the body, yeah, but energetically it actually moves the energy through the body. And then use the coaching program with intention for financial growth, be specific, and run that and tell me how you feel, yeah, and then explore and tell me what happens. But you do need to explore your body, yeah. Recordings, yes, like every week, I said before, Freedom with Frequency group, and I'll just put this in. So if you're not in there yet, I'll just pop the link in here so you can actually get in the group. Make sure you answer the questions and accept the rules of the group. Okay, well, ego and intuition. Yes, you're welcome. I know, because I always say it takes one to know one, right? So I needed to learn, because that was my learning too for intuition. Vibrate for how many minutes a day? So I gave you the protocol for vibrating, yeah? So minute 20, 4 times a day, 37 seconds, 8 times a day, or up to 6 minutes, 1 time a day. I personally check the aura of the person or the energy body and do dowsing with help of it in the resonance ritual. I douse through my pendulum and treat the energy. If that works for you, perfect. People use kinesiology to test their body, what works for them. I use just my energy scan because that's how I see it. Yeah. So you need to find your ways. There's multiple ways of doing things, and these are just tools to access your intuition. They're nothing else. Healing is also the tool. In essence, we are all Healys. Yeah. But we're not there yet. So healing is a great bridge to actually get you there. How to choose the program showed in the scanned list. Top ones or the whole list, or 5 programs, one list after another, please. So as I said, start with one scan, vibrate the whole scan, but for the self-reflection, choose the top one. And if it's aura, you can even choose the affirmation, pop it into the coaching if you want to. You can vibrate that. If not, just choose one scan, the top aura or the top itching or the top Schüssler salts or the top whatever you're scanning. Yeah. Reflect on that, ask questions, vibrate, choose supportive programs for that, use the searching app. So find options to support yourself to actually start building the energy within the body. What's the difference between Deep Cycle and Deep Cycle H? Good question. So Deep Cycles are the old programs that came out first. So they're similar programs to Deep Cycle H, but the Deep Cycle H actually was upgraded, and the H stands for harmonic. So harmonic frequencies added to the programs of the Deep Cycles. What does that mean? All frequencies in Healy are harmonic, yes. But these are actually planetary frequencies that are harmonic. So for example, Schumann resonance, yeah? So these frequencies are now added to the Deep Cycle programs. What does that mean? It actually means your body's integrating them faster and better. That's what it is, yeah? How do you use meridians in MAG? There's a protocol with the new, if you have the new meridians in MAG Healy, you are the luckiest ever. I envy you. I am in love with that program. I'm not kidding. It's just mesmerizing to me. It's literally brought out of the Big Brother Time Waver, yeah? And I really love this program. Can't wait to get it next year. I don't have it yet. So I'm really excited to learn from, like, really use it, because I'm fascinated about it. So you literally scan it, it gives you you have a brochure in the back office, so it actually tells you exactly what to do. So we're not going to do this today. I had a massive shift using itching and the Gene Keys. Beautiful, Bernadette. I'm happy for you. Planning stage, HIV, vagus nerve, strength, flexibility, circulation. Perfect. So literally, it's okay if you're in a planning stage, as long as you're building your, you're balancing your nervous system, as long as you're building your immune system, getting the toxins out, slowly getting there, you're perfectly fine. Have in mind, body takes time to actually heal. How can I prevent someone by interfering with my matters? That is a personal question, so I really don't know how to answer that. Thank you. I do use that. Okay, SoulCycle can be used by vibrations. SoulCycle is an IMF program. So SoulCycles are all in the pink app. You can use either the coil or you can use the straps. I personally like the coil with SoulCycles, but that's me. But yeah, you can't vibrate it because it's not in a blue app, it's in the pink app. Yeah, Meridian in Time Waver, Onka, I love that. I envy you that you have a time waiver. I would love that. Perfect. Okay, so any other questions? Oh, there's a hand up. I didn't even see. Girish, are you still wanting to ask a question before we leave, and then I let you go?
Yes. Ask the question, this is Sheetal, regarding whether the soul cycle can be vibrated, because I don't have the soul cycle. So suppose if you don't have certain programs in your pink application, say somebody has a resonance and they did an analysis and they got a program of soul cycle. So do you think doing vibrations is going to help at all? Or they really need to do...
I don't think there is. Let me double check. Is there a soul cycle? I have to double check then. Yeah, it is SoulCycle. Sorry, missed that one. So yeah, SoulCycle in the blue app as a program, if it comes up as a vibration in that kind of way, yes, you can vibrate the whole list if it comes up. But you can't vibrate individual programs like you have in IMF Pink app, yeah? But you can vibrate the soul cycle, of course. It will help either way, like it will influence the energetic field around you, so your body will start aligning to the frequency, right? So IMF programs are a different way of application. So it's an individual microcurrent, meaning that it actually charges your cells. It actually has more a physical effect than an emotional, mental, and a being effect. But even if you vibrate through the app, eventually your body will start adjusting to the frequency, of course. Definitely. I actually missed that one that it's in the blue app. I'm literally looking at it now. So of course you can vibrate.
Sure. Thank you so much, Petra. And so basically, if somebody got a program, say of digital nutrition, and they are on Resonance Plus and they don't have those programs because they are available only in professional. But then when they did the analysis, they found some digital nutrition programs. So if they vibrate those, do you think it's going to help at all?
Of course, because your body's still getting information, right? It's just a different application. Yeah. So if you're vibrating in the field, the physical effect might be seen, it might take longer to see it. Yeah. But if you actually have a physical IMF program, you can actually feel it in your physical body faster. That's just a different application. Yeah. Because when you vibrate in the field, it's like an information sent to your body. It's like an email sent to your body, and your body needs to read it and then do something with it. But when you have an IMF program on your straps, it's like a battery charger for yourself. Yeah, it's like charging your mobile phone. Like cell is your mobile phone and you're charging the mobile phone. Yeah, does that make sense?
Definitely. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. If there is no, for watch DM program, is watch required? No, if you have the blue, I run my watch DN programs, they come for me up in the blue app as well. So I vibrate those from the blue app. But the watch, the DN programs in a watch, digital nutrition, they actually go directly through the watch into your body. Yeah, so it's a bit of different application, but you can still vibrate it through your blue app. Okay, now we have enough because we are 40 minutes over. So if there's any other questions, please pop them into the group. I always ask to do that. Tag me and I'll answer those. I'm having a 2-week off, so please be mindful and kind to me if I don't answer right away in the groups. But I wish you a beautiful holiday. Spend beautiful and loving times with your family. Take care of yourself. If you do celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Otherwise, I'm wishing you a beautiful start of the new year. And I'll be seeing you in 2024 when we start with new beginnings and really laying the foundation for the new year so you can start thriving. But everything else, I leave you to tonight. Enjoy your night, have fun, and I'll see you in the 2024. Good night.